What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. Today on the menu is spare ribs. You don't feel like cranking up the grill, but still want some delicious eats? Hey, we're going to braise some today. Check this out. So here's our rack, folks. We just took this out the package. I haven't rinsed it or anything. I dried it off. It's a pretty nice rack and nicely marbled, good and thick. We're just going to do just a little cleanup, thin out these little heavy fat areas, but this rack does not require a whole lot of trimming. Let's get rid of our skirt. These bones are going to be cooked individually, so we're not too concerned with symmetry of this rack. So I'm just going to pretty much willy-nilly St. Louis them. This is not going to waste, folks. I make an awesome roasted cabbage and pork rib tips in the oven with this. I'll place a link to the video of that cook. Absolutely delicious. So not going to waste. I do want to remove my membrane. So here we are, folks, with that finished rack. Quick trim. I'm going to slice these into individual bones. Oh, nice and thick. And I'll get them to the sink and dry it off. So our ribs are rinsed and dried off really well. Folks, this recipe calls for boiling, but man, I'm not going to boil these beautiful ribs. I'm going to actually put them on the grill, so we'll see how that turns out. In my vision, I see me just sprinkling a little kosher salt on each side. And this is going to be the only salt that we see in this recipe. And then we're going to head outside and get our grill going. All right, I've got my two baskets about halfway loaded. I don't need a whole lot of heat for this cook. I'm anticipating that these are going to be on here maybe a good 45 minutes to an hour until I get that color I'm looking for. I'm definitely not looking for a char. I'm looking for more of a golden color as these ribs are partially cooked. All right, so I'll be back out here in maybe another 20 minutes or so to make sure that my bottom aren't getting too dark. All right, folks, we are exactly 1 hour. And man, that is an absolutely beautiful color. We've got quite a bit of rendering done. We didn't get any charring like I wanted. So I'm going to pull these, and areas where you see that bone marrow that's caramelized, I'm going to scrape off before we start the braising process, just so we have a cleaner look. It's not necessary, but it'll give us a prettier look in that end product. Great rendering. I think it was a great call putting these on the grill as opposed to boiling. All right, folks, so our ribs are off of the grill. We're now going to start the braising process. And the first thing I'm going to do is burn some sugar. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of some high heat oil. This is avocado. And normally in the past, I've used browning for this, but this is going to be my first attempt to make my own browning with oil and brown sugar. Here I've got 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Into that oil it goes. And we're going to just allow this sugar to melt and become one. We've melted. I am just a little bit. So you want this to get a little dark. All right, folks, I think this is a perfect color right here, man. I definitely don't want to burn this. So we're going to come right back in here. And we just want to work these to get them covered and get some nice color to them. I'm telling you, these ribs smell almost hammy. So we've given that about 3 minutes, folks, in that browning. I'm going to come back with 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sweet mirin. This is that rice cooking wine. 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, a couple of small pieces of ginger, the white stalk from some green onions, and I've got here 2 cups of chicken stock. Uh, let's see how much of it I'm going to use. We're going to bring this to a boil and then to a simmer. So we've come to a boil. I'm now going to turn it to a simmer, put a cover on it, and I think, we're partially cooked. I'm thinking maybe 45 minutes to an hour or so, but we will play it by eye. All right, folks, we are at an hour and 15 minutes, and I think we are where we need to be, man. I thought about maybe thickening up this gravy slash sauce, but I'm not going to. If you prefer yours a little thicker, then just get a cornstarch slurry and add it in here. I am not going to. Tastes great. And based on how thick your ribs are, is going to determine how long they cook, man. Some of these are pretty thick, but oh yeah. I don't want them falling off the bone. They are plenty good. Mom and I are going to put together a plate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, man. We've got some nice rice, some white rice, a little pickled Asian veggies. I don't know if you're into kimchi, but I absolutely love kimchi. And I'm here to tell you, these ribs, man, are so good already. So tender, yet still on the bone like I wanted. Very tasty. Slight hint of sweet, a little sticky. And that gravy, that sauce is delicious. Mm-mm-mm. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Another solid cook, man. Mm-mm-mm. Those ribs will absolutely get it done. I want to thank you guys and gals, as usual, for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. We really appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming very soon. And in the meantime, as usual, I want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you. Holla.